What's going on, everybody? Tuesday, November 12th, 2024. My name is Kevin Smith. Thank you all so much for tuning in to Loud Majority Live. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We are going to be talking about the House of Representatives in the Trump trifecta. Whose house? Our house, baby, as the Republicans pick up the majority in the House. Two Republicans will be moving out of the House and on their way into the administration, that being Tim Walz and Elise Stefanik. We're going to be talking about the special elections in those districts coming up. Donald Trump picking more cabinet secretaries. I like some. I don't like them all. And look, we're going to talk about whether or not you all should freak out over this. Some people on our side of the world, are freaking out about it. But alas, look, you're not going to be happy with everything. You're not going to be happy with everything you get. Let's just be honest here. Let's continue to press on for the ones we got and continue to press forward, pushing those who are in those particular areas to do better. To do better than we are expecting. Media meltdowns ensue following, a decade of them lying to their own viewership. MSNBC, CNN in total free fall. Sagar Enjeti from Breaking Points actually breaks this down in a huge way yesterday on his show. Breaking Points. We're going to show you his monologue. It's about 4 minutes long, really detailing this stuff. But within an hour today, we've got massive media news. Absolutely massive media news. Things are not going well. And Kamala Harris is, for some reason, still fundraising. She's still fundraising. Has anyone told her that she lost yet? I don't know. Somebody ought to tell her, because I'm starting to feel bad for her. I'm not feeling bad for her. I'm just kidding. But before we get started with all that, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. Make sure you guys keep it locked in here. Later, I'm going to do it today. Yeah, I'll do it today. I'm going to be making an announcement about our next rally here on Long Island. It's going to be this Saturday. Make sure you keep it locked in right here for all that good stuff. If you're on the Facebook, if you're on the Twitter, if you're on all the good stuff, guys, do me a favor. Hit the @ button in the comments section and tag either followers or highlights or some friends, whichever one pops up. And we shall get this show rolling. We shall get it rocking. Before we keep moving and grooving here, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share the video out all over the place. Let's say hello to the live chat today. I'm going to have a field day with the Kamala Harris campaign because every moment that comes out today shows just how poorly run this campaign was. Honestly, it's really funny. It's really funny. And it turns out that Kamala Harris apparently thinks she's living in 1998. But that's not really the point. We'll get to that in a second. What's up, everybody? Ruth, how are you? Marissa, how are you? Jeanette, how are you? Carol A., what's happening? We're going to talk about Oprah. But there's one bird. Look, apparently she paid a lot of celebrities, but one of them didn't get paid. And if you ask me, it's a little bit ironic. Guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share the video out all over the place. Share it out. Alexander, those checks are not coming from the Trump campaign. Just a heads up, that's coming from the NRCC. That's coming from the senatorial committee, just in case they challenge the Bob Casey race in Pennsylvania. That's who that's coming out for. Maybe she can work off her debt at McDonald's. Yeah, it would be her first time working there, unless she still has the uniform from 1978. Who the hell knows? Once again, guys, hit that thumbs up button. So, we have retaken the House. Well, we've kept the House, I should say. The GOP takes majority control in the U.S. House, according to Decision Desk. Republicans have taken control of the House of Representatives, meaning that the White House and the Senate already in party control, and the Supreme Court with a 6-2 majority. The GOP has full control of the government. Full control. Ha. Landslide victory for Trump and the Republicans. Some people are trying to, hedge their bet. Well, we did okay in some of the Senate races. We kept Ruben Garrigo. No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Unfortunately, it seems as though Kerry Lake has lost, which, not great, but a lot of people split the ticket. A lot of people split their ticket. The real question for the GOP moving forward is going to be, why did they do that? It didn't just happen in Arizona. It happened in a lot of places. The November 5th election saw a decisive victory for Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, and it was shortly thereafter that it became clear that the Senate had flipped. Americans have been anxiously holding their breath, waiting for the final result count in the House election to come in. Slow votes in California, as well as some other western states, have been to blame for the lengthy results. The New York Times explains the lengthy wait in California, saying, quote, while many states tallied the bulk of their ballots within hours of the polls closing on Tuesday, California still had nearly 5 million to count going into the holiday weekend. Just under a third of all ballots were cast. I mean, come on, guys, it's counting. Use your fingers, use your toes, take Gavin Newsom's toupee off and use the fake hair follicles he's got on top of it to count your votes. Leaders in California's most populous state defend the deliberate process as necessary to ensure that the tallies are accurate and that as many voters participate as possible. They say their generous provisions for voters give the public greater confidence. While 218 are needed to control the body, Republicans are projected to reach 220 by Decision Desk HQ. Republicans had a majority prior to the election and are now seeking to hold on to it. In his early Wednesday morning victory speech from Palm Beach, President-elect praised Mike Johnson for doing a terrific job. Now, obviously, Mike Johnson has not been the best Speaker of the House so far. Obviously, we've had a lot of criticisms of him. And look, I think the criticisms are healthy. I do. Why? First off, I don't think anybody's going to get everything they want all the time. That's number one. But number two, I think it's important to remind many in the House GOP that we're here. And we're angry. And we're not going anywhere. And if we got everything we wanted, whenever we wanted, I think it would lead to complacency amongst the America First base. And that is something that cannot happen, particularly as we move into 25 and as we move into 26. Why do I say that? Well, we saw historic gains in places like California, New Jersey, and New York. Now, we saw historic gains in New York and California in 2022. What does that mean? That means that if we keep our foot on the pedal, we keep the gas pedal down, we continue to push, 2026 may be a Tea Party-like landslide victory in many of these House races. If you're in one of those blue states, remember, that is your time to shine. If you're here in New York, if you're here on Long Island, we have 2 seats we've got to pick up just here in our backyard. We shouldn't have to have 2 seats, but we'll argue about that later. The machine. We shouldn't have to worry about that, but we do. A couple upstate lost. California, same thing. In the coming months, many people, myself, Scott Pressler, many of the activists on the Republican right are going to be analyzing a lot of the results coming in from 2024 and seeing which House races can be picked off. And there are going to be a lot of them. It's really going to depend on whether or not it's up to you guys on how hard we are willing to work. Now, in other news, today begins senatorial orientation for some of the new-term senators. And Chuck Schumer, well, he's not having such a good day right now. He's not having such a good day. It turns out Chuck Schumer tried to not allow Dave McCormick into the Senate orientations because of outstanding ballots, because apparently Chuck Schumer doesn't believe in democracy. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is not allowing Senator Dave McCormick, Senator-elect, I should say, Dave McCormick of Pennsylvania, to attend the Senate orientation in the coming week, pointing to the outstanding ballots in the state. Even though the race has already been called, two sources with knowledge confirmed to Fox News Digital that McCormick was not invited to orientation, despite being the projected winner by the Associated Press. When reached by Fox News Digital, a Schumer spokesperson said with over 100,000 ballots left to count in Pennsylvania, the race has not been decided. As is custom, we will invite the winner once all the votes are counted. Luckily, a few senators, Katie Britt, Mike Lee, basically just said they're going to take him along for the ride, and Dave McCormick is now in the Senate orientation. That leaves us 53 Senate seats. A sweeping victory for Republicans all across this country. All across this country. Giddy up, let's go. I'm jacked. I hope you guys are jacked too. Bob Casey has no chance and won't concede. Well, because he's an arrogant Democrat. That's just what they do. That is just what these people do. They have no shame whatsoever. But it's okay when they do it. When we do it, we go to jail. Kevin, I really wish we could get Governor Murphy out. Well, I don't think Murphy is up. I think he's termed out, so there's going to be a new governor in New Jersey next year, one way or the other. Sophie, and I've basically spent the last 3 days for all my New Jerseyans, my New Jerseyites. I don't even know what the hell you call yourselves. For all my people in New Jersey, I'm going to be spending a lot of time out there over the course of the next year or so. So if you guys have resources in New Jersey, please do let me know so that we can utilize them in order to secure a Republican victory in that governor's race. Super excited about that. Janet says Schumer is a Nazi. Pretty accurate. Pretty accurate. Carrie Ann, how are you? Gina Marie, what's happening? All right, no spam in the chat. Like the gear for... Oh, yeah, we got some good stuff on there. Mike Stetson, what's going on? I'm missing people here. Yo. Oh, look, it's a Yankee fan. We don't have to talk about that. Hello, Christina. Mike Tenney, as always. AC Knight, how are we doing? JB, hello, Angela, what's happening? Veronica, how are you? Go red. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, Richie, how are you? Shout out to everybody watching on all the chats all over the place. We are going to have some fun today. We're going to have a lot of fun today because, you know, guys, I spend a long time prepping this show. I do. All morning. And then some things happen. Some things transpire over the last hour or so that just blows up the entire show. So I had a whole show planned for you guys today, and we were going to talk about special elections and how to get involved. We were going to do all that good stuff. But then I found out that Comcast is currently looking for a buyer for MSNBC following their terrible ratings. Oh, yeah. MSNBC shows hemorrhaging viewers following the Donald Trump victory. Host Alex Wagner experienced the worst ratings in the history of her show, with Chris Hayes nipping at her heels, having the worst rated show in nearly a decade. This is going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun. Before we get to that,
the biggest benefit, honestly, has been with my skin. Skin was more hydrated, more radiant.
This is the best superfood that you could take.
It has all the essential nutrients you need for your skin, your gut, energy, focus, mood, performance.
My hair has gotten so much thicker ever since taking this.
I used to have a probiotic, a green juice that replaced it all with this Arma colostrum. It is amazing.
You gotta take it.
If you want to try it, try arma.com.
Guys, start feeling better today with the superfood formula over at tryarmra.com/LFATV. That's tryarmra.com/LFATV to get 15% off and free shipping. So this is from the Post Millennial. Just 2 days after MSNBC beat CNN in its 2024 election night coverage, in which Donald Trump won the popular vote, the Electoral College, all 7 swing states, the woke network saw its audience tank, with some shows seeing their worst ratings in years. In Thursday's ratings, Fox News scored, are you ready for this? 2.6 million viewers overall, with $375,000 in the 25-year-old to 54-year-old age demographic. MSNBC had under 600,000, and only 71,000 of them in the demo. CNN, for their part, had 419,000 viewers on Thursday, with 91,000 in the demo. That is out of control. Let's put this into context, okay? MSNBC is a billion-dollar company. Jeremy Herrell, the show who's on just before me, gets more views than 71,000 in the demo. Media is dying, and we're going to talk about exactly why in just a second. The Fox News viewership was up 70% over the previous year, while MSNBC and CNN both declined by 23 and 40% respectively. The situation was even worse in primetime for both stations, as they lost 30% and 54% of their viewers they had on that day in 2023. That's on election night. Election night, election week coverage was down 54%. Host Alex Wagner experienced the worst ratings in the history of her show. Chris Hayes was nipping at her heels with the worst ratings ever. Viewership for Morning Joe, their first and second hour, dropped 39.6% and 36.9% respectively. Andrea Mitchell dropped nearly 40%. Ari Melbourne lost 50% of his viewers, while Joy Reid lost 55%. Lawrence O'Donnell lost 61% of his viewership. And someone named Stephanie Rule lost 2/3 of her viewership. 67% between October 30th, the Wednesday before the election, and Friday, November 8th. It was clear viewing skies for Fox News on election night, as it attracted 10.3 million viewers every hour from 8 to 11. The peak were as polls closed across America, of course. MSNBC received 6 million viewers, beating CNN that received only 5.1. CNN, the groundbreaking station founded 24-hour cable news in the early 80s, has seen a dwindling election night audience. In 2020, they had nearly 10 million viewers, twice that of what they got Tuesday night. MSNBC's immediate reversal of audience share could indicate that left-wing viewer enthusiasm for a potential victory for Democratic presidential nominee Kamala Harris was crushed by Donald Trump's stunning victory. Another wrinkle for cable news is the consistent growth of alternative media on platforms like YouTube and Rumble, which siphoned millions of viewers from the mainstream media in 2020. But it's more than that. It's more than that. I want to be clear. And this is where I bring up Saagar Enjeti. You guys know I use this show Breaking Points a lot. I think Saagar and Crystal do a very good job, despite the fact that Crystal is a radical leftist and Saagar is about this far away from being an absolute centrist. But he does a very good breakdown of the absolute bloodbath that cable news dealt with on election night.
Election night 2024 was historic for many reasons that we have covered and we will continue to cover on this show. But one of the great shocks of them all, even to someone like me who has observed and participated in those trends for the better part of a decade, is how many of you spent election night. It used to be really not that long ago. Election night was synonymous with cable news. It was one of the few monopolies that they had left. They had the data, they have the analysts, they have the poll to project and to call races. I'd say even a decade ago, they had a near total monopoly on all of it, despite the rise rise of social media. But within the last decade, it has almost flipped completely. And even I was shocked at the statistics that came out showing how precipitous the drop in ratings for cable news networks on election 2024 was. Nielsen data released after the election shows that some 42 million Americans tuned in to watch election night coverage last Tuesday. That is a full 25% drop from 4 years prior. Internalize that. 25% drop in just 4 years for literally the most important night in cable news history. An election where more than 100 million people voted and where more than half of them were not watching cable television. Juxtapose that with the sheer numbers that we were talking about in terms of people who are consuming new media. A new Wall Street Journal analysis finds that nearly 47% of US adults have now listened to a podcast in the last month of 2024, with hockey stick growth growing every single year since 2010. What's even more astonishing are the numbers with Americans below the age of 54. That same analysis finds that more than 50% of Americans below the age of 54 regularly consume podcasts, with a slightly higher share of men than women. Compare that with the lightning growth with the median age of cable TV. On MSNBC, the median age is 70. On Fox, it's 69. On CNN, it's 68. So remember that. The median age, that's the median, which means there's a group of 80 and 90-year-olds who are also watching their fair share of cable TV. All of this data even tracks what we are doing here. Election night was our biggest ever live stream, viewers, downloads, and we are just a small slice of a pie that includes dozens of independent shows out there, all of whom, at least that I've spoken to, they all had major record ratings and nights after the election. This is incredibly important for a number of reasons. One is it validates a central bet that the Trump campaign made about 3 months ago to go on as many podcasts as possible to reach as many people as possible, especially for young men, and hope that they drive out to vote. There was a lot of discussion around this. But on the other side of this election, we can say confidently it worked. Trump won more than voters under the age of 30 than any Republican candidate since 2008. But the headline is not just that. He blew Kamala Harris out with young men under the age of 30. It's also that he improved his vote margin significantly with young women. Here, too, there are some very interesting explanations. It's not just podcasts that young people are consuming, but also TikTok, Instagram, and short-form content. Trump racked up an astonishing 14.3 million followers on TikTok versus Kamala Harris, who only had 9.3 million. And the same journal analysis finds that some 40% of Americans under the age of 30 use TikTok as a regular source of news, especially young women. In basically every way across all platforms, Trump dominated new media. It's not an accident that it's also the same election where he won the popular vote for the first time. It is not an accident that it's the same election where he won a majority of Latino men and dramatically improved his margins with young black men. There are almost no demographic groups in the United States that did not shift towards Donald Trump. So I will end with a recommendation then to the Trump White House. The biggest mistake that you can make is to fall into the traditions of Washington.
All right, then he goes on about the White House press corps. But the point of that I wanted to show you, and I thought his monologue was very good, is that you are on the cutting edge. And look, it does not matter. Party, it does not matter. Policy, it does not matter. Era or mode of technology. Those who embrace the changing of the times are always the ones who will win. Whether it's FDR with his fireside chats throughout the 30s and the 40s, whether it's Kennedy understanding television, being good-looking, really our first good-looking president, whether it's Barack Obama in 2008 utilizing Facebook and utilizing social media in a way that nobody had ever done before, whether it's Donald Trump speaking directly to the people through Twitter in 2016, or it's Donald Trump going on Theo Vaughn, going on Joe Rogan, doing Andrew Schultz, doing the Nelk Boys. I don't know who the Nelk Boys are, but they have a huge show. Those who embrace new media, those who engage in Twitter spaces. If you're on X, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of the most popular and most fought-for members of Congress are the ones who join Twitter spaces to speak directly to the people and skip over that media ecosphere. And for every candidate that didn't do that, they lost. We showed you a clip of Van Jones the other day on the show talking about how Donald Trump didn't have a ground game in Pennsylvania, and they couldn't understand why. He had no ground game in Philadelphia, yet he made tremendous gains in some of the urban areas of Philadelphia. You know why? Because he did have a ground game. It was this. It was called a phone. That was his ground game. You could have everybody and their mother come knock on your door. Come and knock on our door. If someone knocks on my door today, I freak out, okay? The era of people all getting together and like grabbing palm cards and walk lists and knocking on their election district. I mean, holy crap. Like 1988 called. Nobody knocks on a door anymore. When I show up to my father's house, I call him from the driveway and let him know that I'm there. Who knocks on a door anymore? What, just in case company comes over? That hasn't happened in 35 years. People who are not willing to embrace change go extinct. And that is what every successful political campaign has done. And that is what the mainstream media is not understanding. Or maybe they are. Maybe they're starting to notice that the old world is dead. And there's nothing you're going to do to bring that back. Right now, whether it's 110-year-old party bosses or it's news anchors on cable news, right now they are on a sinking ship. And new media and new ideas and youth are passing by on a perfectly fine boat. And we're going, hey guys, you might want to get on this boat because your boat's sinking. And they look down at the peasants and go, nah, we'll wait for the next one. All right, later, bro. Because I got news for you. The activist base out there, we're not stopping. I've taken 9 phone calls today about the New Jersey governor's race, which happens in 2025. I've taken 3 phone calls about filling Elise Stefanik's seat in upstate New York. We're not stopping. So if you're one of these party bosses that's going to take the rest of November off to go to Turks and Caicos, or whatever the hell it is you're doing, just know that we're not stopping. We're never going to quit. We're never going to stop fighting. Either you change your ways or you go extinct. I got no problem with that. And some people are about to go extinct from their current jobs at CNN. Before we get to that,
you're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets, sleepwear.
Whoa, Charles. Everyone now can get MyPillow products at huge discounts at MyPillow.com. That's right. Now's the time to go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our 3-in-1 sale. We're bringing you exciting new products, overstock specials, and closeout deals you won't find anywhere else. For example, when you buy one of our brand new MyPillow 2.0s, you get another one absolutely free. And with our overstock sale, you save 50% on our luxurious Giza Dream bed sheets. That's as low as $29.99 for the best sheets ever. And with our biggest closeout special, you get our all-season slippers for only $35. Or our sandals and slides for just $25. Quantities are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
guys, head on over to MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. That's MyPillow.com, promo code LOUD. Guys, hit that thumbs up button and share the video out all over the place. We got big number. Let's see, what do we got here? Who is in the chat right now? How is everybody doing today on this chilly northeastern day? It is windy outside. Oh boy, it is windy. How's everybody doing, Boss Fire? How are you? I don't know what the hell that means. Sagan, how are you? Replace the view with this panel. Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens, that's And Nicole Wallace as the token Dem. That's not a bad idea. I'd pay to watch that. I would absolutely pay to watch that. Daisy Duke, how are you? I appreciate you as well. Kathy from Central New Jersey. Kathy, actually, I'm going to need to chat with you. The Finger Lakes is going to be a very important area moving forward in the governor's race in 2025. Kevin, you should celebrate early this year and put lights in the background. I don't decorate for Christmas. That's incredibly annoying. I don't like putting them up. I don't like putting them down. So we just don't do that. We just don't do that around these parts. Absolutely don't do that. Barry, how are you? Want to say hello to everybody. Chilly here in Iowa. Did you know if you build something there, it'll come? I heard that in a movie once. Also, for my New Jersey and my New York viewers, very soon on all of our platforms, we are going to be putting out a volunteer sign-up list. You're not going to have to volunteer. You're not going to have to guarantee anything or really even do anything. We're just trying to get an idea of where our followers are, what they're up to, where they live, and where we can best utilize them as we move into the upcoming election. So I hope everybody takes part in that. Conservative Autumn, how are you? Got to make sure I say hello to you. Let's keep moving and grooving here, because it turns out that some people are starting to notice that you don't really need to pay Anderson Cooper $20 million to be wrong. And it turns out we're getting media reports, first reported by Puck News, that CNN is reportedly set to nix some of its top talent in a round of post-election layoffs. Later! Jake Tapper, who makes $7 million a year, Wolf Blitzer, who makes $3 million a year, and Anderson Cooper, who makes $20 million a year, could all be on the chopping block. In the next few months, I'm told, CNN will implement another round of massive layoffs that will impact hundreds of employees across the organization. Reporter Dylan Byers wrote on Friday, referencing CNN's 100-person layoff seen over the summer. A fresh round of firings, an insider said, will be more geared towards the production side of things. As a result, reporters and correspondents will be required to cover their slack, they said, describing how on-air workers will be asked to assume more responsibilities once handled by teams of producers and production assistants. Reducted assignments will be nixed, and various divisions will be reduced or eliminated. Some of the on-air talent will likely be affected as well. Sources who spoke to the reporter, who worked at CNN for 4 years before founding Puck, added how the looming layoffs are part of an overreaching plan, one that puts a premium on the station's digital platform. The man behind it, they said, is none other than CEO Mark Thompson, the former New York Times boss brought in to overhaul the network under Time Warner. The old BBC boss filled the position left by Chris Licht this past August, and since then, ratings have fallen more than 20%. Under Licht, a tenure that lasted a little over a year, the station fell from being the most watched cable news channel on election nights to one of the least. At the time, CNN had averaged 13.3 million viewers in primetime. Today, they are around 800,000. That is out of control. Meanwhile, right-leaning Fox News hosts in primetime, Laura Ingraham, Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity, and Greg Gutfeld, are averaging 2.9 million viewers in the same time slots, the most in the field that are currently affected by streaming and other forms of media. Adding insult to injury, CNN struggled on election night, a day that 8 years ago would have been a score in the ratings victory. However, following the Trump presidency, a term from the Biden administration, it lost to MSNBC in terms of ratings, something never seen before, as it only drew 5.1 million viewers in its entire election night coverage. Now, who else will be on the chopping block over at CNN? Will it be Caitlin Collins? Erin Burnett, Kate Baldwin. Some of these high-profile talents got to go because there is nobody, nobody out there who's sitting back and going, you know, I wasn't going to watch CNN, but Erin Burnett really got me going. Nobody's saying that. Maybe it has something to do with stuff like this. Here's a nice little MSNBC compilation of the Trump Can't Win parade.
The former president said tonight's announcement would, quote, be one of the most important days in the history of our country. He walked out to a ballroom of his supporters at his resort in Florida to make it official. He is running for president again.
But when you start seeing numbers, real numbers, like what's going on in Georgia, suddenly you feel like telling Democrats that are bitching and moaning about what the Harris campaign's doing, hey, calm down. You know what? Victory is in sight in less than 3 weeks. The opponent is imploding, and Harris is doing better than ever.
You've been out there campaigning with Kamala Harris. How's it looking? Is she going to win?
I think so, for sure. I mean, when you go to one of her campaigns, she is just a dynamic speaker. I mean, the crowd is engaged. The energy is off the charts. I mean, if that's any indication, she's going to win easily.
And I have not changed my prediction of a Kamala Harris win.
And it shows Vice President Harris with a 3-point lead over Donald Trump in that state.
But we have him on the run now.
I'm trying to decide if I want to go on record, and the answer is yes. I think that he loses because of this debate performance.
Wow. And make no mistake, we will win. We will win. We will win. Or as a certain former president would say, yes, we can.
Donald Trump, we project, will win in Kentucky, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana, Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina, Florida, Georgia, Iowa, Utah, Wisconsin, Arizona.
Trump is the winner in Alaska.
Donald Trump won the state of Nevada.
Michigan projected to go to Trump.
Trump will win the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
The Fox News decision desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th.
Shout out to my friend Chief Trumpster who put all that together. He does phenomenal videos. Make sure you guys are following him over on X. It's ChiefTrumpster.com. I'm sorry, at Chief Trumpster. And some people are getting out while the getting's good. We've got this breaking from Chris Wallace, another self-important asshole who thinks that people care what he has to say. It turns out he's leaving CNN on his own accord. Before we get to that, guys, hit that thumbs up button. Share this video out all over the place. Share it out, share it out, share it out. What's happening, everybody? Pat Flynn, how are you? Mike Stetson, how are you? AC Knight wants me to go to CNN. And if anybody from CNN is listening, just know, yes, I will absolutely come on and be your token Republican. I would love nothing more on planet Earth than to be the token Republican on CNN because I want to be Scott Jennings when I grow up. I want to have a job where I get to go to work every day and make fun of stupid people, which is exactly where I would fit in at CNN. Before we keep rocking and rolling, guys, head on over to LFATV.us. That's LFATV.us. That is your home base, your mothership, your landing pad for all things LFATV related, guys. Check out the LFATV store. And while you are there, guys, consider becoming a monthly donor over at LFATV. That is the best way to... Alex Ann, yes, it is. It's a short clip on my Twitter. If you go on my X page, it's right there. Check it out. Guys, the best way to support this network is by going to LFATV.us. That's LFATV.us. Creative Aaron would start watching CNN if I was on it. You see, CNN, I'm already helping your ratings. I'll even come in. Studio's not that far away. It's like an hour train. I'll come in every night. I'll come in every single night. Let's keep on moving and grooving here, guys, because we got to talk about Chris Wallace, another self-important asshole who thinks that anyone cares what he has to say. It turns out that Chris Wallace is leaving CNN on his own to pursue alternative media. That's funny. See, Chris Wallace is calling it quits at CNN after less than 3 years at the outlet. The veteran broadcaster has been in the business for over 50 years and quipped to the Daily Beast. This is the first time in 55 years I've been between jobs, Wallace said. He was offered a new deal for significantly less money than the $8.5 million he inked under CNN boss Jeff Zucker, but will leave the network at the end of the year when his current contract ends. Mark Thompson said in a statement to Fox News, Wallace is one of the most respected political journalists in the business. No, he's not. No, he's not. Said he want to thank him for the wisdom he brought to CNN. That's usually what you say right when you fire somebody. So Chris Wallace, who is also tanking in the ratings, his show Chris Wallace garnered nearly 600,000 views. Wow. 600,000 viewers. And 85,000 in the demo. That is a disaster. I'm sure your father would be not proud. I'm sure your father would be not very proud. He has decided that he's going to launch his own independent streaming setup or a podcast. He told the Daily Beast that he would be interested in going into streaming or podcasting, citing podcasters such as Joe Rogan and Charlamagne the God set the agenda for the 2024 election cycle. Wallace added that streaming and podcasting is where the action seems to be. But I don't flatter myself to think I have that sort of reach. Yeah, no shit. Okay? Because the Joe Rogan Donald Trump podcast currently sits at 48 million views. That's just on YouTube. That's not including Spotify and the amount of people who stole the content from YouTube and uploaded it to their own page. Not that I know anybody who did that. But Chris Wallace seems to think it's 1997. And anyone cares what he has to say. If you're a host and you are boring and you have on guests from the 90s, nobody wants to hear you on this show. Look, I'll have members of Congress on. I have before. I have plenty of times. But I'm not calling up Newt Gingrich or Karl Rove like they do on Fox News. I bring you guys new and entertaining people. People that are the up and coming. Maybe people that don't have the biggest following, but should. Why? Because I want you to be entertained. Are you not entertained? In the words of Russell Crowe. These guys are dying, and they just don't know it. And they just don't know it yet. But, that's not the funniest story of the day. It's not the funniest story of the day. The funniest story of the day is the fact, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, Kamala Harris is still sending out fundraising text messages. Do you think she knows that she lost? Kamala Harris's campaign, we're starting to get FEC data out now. And Kamala Harris's campaign raised over $1 billion. And they completely pissed it away. I'm going to show you guys something. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Have you guys ever heard of the Vegas Sphere? So Kamala Harris, you guys know what this is, right? It's in Las Vegas. It's an arena. You see all this advertisement that went on the Vegas Sphere, this Harris Walls, this big picture of Kamala Harris. She spent $450,000 per day to have this in Las Vegas and still lost Nevada. Wow. What is that? $3.5 million a week to have that up. And still lost Nevada. You know why? Because other than boosting one's ego, no one is swayed by that. But that is not where the campaign wasted the most of its money. The campaign wasted most of its money on crappy DC consultants who put out ridiculous ads, leaving Kamala Harris nearly $20 million in debt following a losing campaign. I don't know where she's going to get that money from, but that doesn't even come close to the biggest waste of money. Do you guys remember when Kamala Harris went on the Call Her Daddy podcast? Let me see. You guys remember that? Let me see if I can find this image real quick. Let me pop this on the screen. Let me pop this up real quick. Do you see this set right here? I know none of you watch this show because it's just a show about, people talking about their sex lives. But Kamala Harris built this studio for Alex Cooper and spent over $100,000 on this. It doesn't even look that good. But that's not where she pissed away all of her money. Kamala Harris spent over $10 million on celebrity endorsements like Cardi B, Ricky Martin, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry. $10 million on celebrity endorsements like Ricky Martin, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga. She spent $1 million on Oprah. Most people thought that, these celebrities came out because they just believed in the candidate. No, they were all paid to be there. So much so that they had to cancel Alanis Morissette because they ran out of money. Man, talk about rain on your wedding day. Talk about a free ride when you've already paid. Don't you think? For all my boomers out there, I'm sure you guys will like that one. I mean, you ran out of money for celebrity endorsements? When Dana White goes on stage with Donald Trump, he just does it because he believes in it. And that's the difference. That's the difference with the Kamala Harris campaign. The entire thing is contrived. It's all fake. And look, we're not all going to agree on some of Donald Trump's cabinet picks. I'm not a big fan of Rubio. I'm not. But you know what? I believe in the cause. I believe in the movement. I believe in the people Donald Trump's putting around him. And like I said, we're not always going to be happy with who we get in certain places. But if you believe in the totality of what we're doing, we appreciate the ones that we get, like the possibility of Kash Patel running. The CIA, that would be nice. Like the appointment of Elise Stefanik, an absolute savage, to the UN. Like the appointment of, I want to say, I'm going to talk about him in a second. Hold on. I want to get to the rest of it. Like Stephen Miller and Tom Homan being given positions. People we believe in. Diane Thomas. Yes, I did make an appearance in the Tucker Carlson documentary. I believe it is episode 5. I'm in it for like half a second. I'm in it for a couple seconds. I did make an appearance in the new Tucker Carlson documentary. And I just want to say, whatever angle they used, the angle they shot me at wasn't a great angle. They could have done better, I think. It wasn't my best side. But yes, I was in the new Tucker Carlson documentary. That's pretty cool. Of course, one appointment to Trump's cabinet that I'm really proud of, and I've never said something like this before. I've never been excited about the head of the EPA, but I am now. Congratulations to the Prince of Long Island, Long Island's favorite son, Lee Zeldin. On a personal note, Lee is just a great guy. He's a good man. He's a good family man. He's been there for us from the very beginning to the very end of these 4 years. Lee, I'm proud of you. You deserve it. I just want to say thank you. I'm sure Sean feels the same way. We would not be where we are right now without you. And, you always come on the show anytime we ask. I'm so happy that President Trump acknowledged what you bring to the table. And you deserve it, my friend. So, congratulations, buddy. It's good to say that a friend of mine is in the Trump administration. That's pretty cool. A friend, because to us, he's not congressman. He's just Lee. And that's how we've always seen him. And so I just want to say congratulations, Lee, once again. Thank you for everything. You're a hell of a man. And you're making Long Island proud. You're making Long Island proud. Guys, we'll be back in 1 second to wrap up the day. Here's Mike Lindell.
You're still looking good.
I'm still feeling good. You know, I've got all your MyPillow products. Mattress topper, bed sheets, MyPillows, towels, slippers, blankets, sleepwear, dog beds.
Whoa, Charles. Everyone now can get MyPillow products at huge discounts at MyPillow.com. That's right. Now's the time to go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of our 3-in-1 sale. We're bringing you exciting new products, overstock specials, and closeout deals you won't find anywhere else. For example, when you buy one of our brand new MyPillow 2.0s, you get another one absolutely free. And with our overstock sale, you save 50% on our luxurious Giza Dream bed sheets. That's as low as $29.99 for the best sheets ever. And with our biggest closeout special, you get our all-season slippers for only $35. Or our sandals and slides for just $25. Quantities are limited, and once they're gone, they're gone.
Guys, once again, head on over to MyPillow.com. Promo code LOUD. That's MyPillow.com. Promo code LOUD for up to 80% off everything on the website. Guys, before we laugh at Judge Marchand, do me a favor, everybody. Head on over to LoudMajorityUSA.com. That's, whoa, damn, why is that so big? That's what she said. Head on over to LoudMajorityUSA.com. Let's make that a little bit. There you go. Boom, there it is. Now it fits in the screen. LoudMajorityUSA.com. Sign up for the newsletter. Check out our shop. Guys, I'm so excited about these new t-shirts. You're going to want to check them out. I'm going to be ordering them, but you can get yours right off the bat. The new We Are the Loud Majority t-shirts. Right here up on your screen at the moment, guys, with the Trump 47 on the back. You can pick them up in pretty much every color you can imagine. We got them in white, black, sand. We got every color you guys could possibly want. These are the newest ones you guys are going to want to pick up. We Are the Loud Majority with the Trump 47 on the back of them. Guys, go to LoudMajorityUSA.com and check out all the new Christmas stuff. We got baby stuff. We got men's and women's and hoodies and leggings and polos. We got the new polos if you want to look handsome. We even got the Loud Majority Kofifi. We got the new Loud Majority coffee. Look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. I always wanted my own coffee brand, and now I have it. The Stay Loud coffee. the Kofifi edition. Guys, pick it up today over at loudmajorityusa.com. That's loudmajorityusa.com. And use promo code LFA to get 20% off everything on the website. That's promo code LFA. That's the best way to support this channel, this show, and everything we've got going on, because we got some big stuff happening coming up real soon. Guys, we are not going to have time to get into Judge Marchand because he sucks yet again. But I want to thank everybody so much for tuning in. Ryan Mata is coming up next right here on this network. Guys, I will catch you back live tomorrow. Stay tuned on all the platforms, on all the social medias for our next rally announcement. It's going to be next Saturday. Stay tuned for the times. Next Saturday, what the hell is next Saturday? The 16th? What the hell is that? Now, what the hell we got here? Next Saturday, the 16th. Stay tuned for all those updates, guys. I'll be back live tomorrow. Until then, everybody, stay loud.